I am kidless today. This is going to work. I promise you. But I got to do some 10 minutes or less because I got to get home and get some more sleep. So I got to work later on. A couple things. We got 2 undefeated teams now left in the NFL still. The Niners are past undefeated. The World Series has flipped around in 72 hours. Tonight's prediction, the Monday football game, but I'm not going to watch because I don't really give a shit about either. Well, let me rephrase that. I like the Dolphins, but the game tonight's unwatchable. I am not watching it tonight at all. J.J. Watt out for the year. And Jim Ross. I don't know if you saw that, but Jim Ross ethered the shit out of Seth Rollins last week on his podcast. I actually wanted to get into that a little bit. But first, the unbeaten's the NFL. The Patriots, the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams unbeaten as we now near the halfway point of the season. So obviously the question now lingers. Both teams, both in different conferences. Are we going to see a Garoppolo-Brady Super Bowl? I got to be honest with you. On the Pats side, it's pretty easy to predict that because the Pats are pretty much dominant. The AFC outside of New England is really pretty much weak. I mean, you got New England, and then you have a couple steps below. I mean, obviously you can still say Kansas City because Mahomes, if he's healthy, but even with Mahomes being healthy, I think the Chiefs have a lot of issues to clear out that the Pats can expose in the playoffs. And to boot now, with the Chiefs losing yesterday too, they're now 3 games up on the Chiefs in the AFC race. So at this point, it looks like that if the Chiefs or anybody else in the AFC who decides to step forward, challenge the Patriots, are going to have to go through Foxborough, which is going to be impossible to win at. So on the one hand, the AFC, I have confidence in the Pats making the Super Bowl again because this is what they do. Brady, and not just Brady. Brady's not even having a great year. It's the defense. But on the NFC side, and I don't want to piss off Niner fans here because I know Niners fans are having a good time. They're very happy about the record and all that, unbeaten. But I am still not fully convinced they're the best team in their own conference. I'm not. I'm not saying they can't win it, but they're still. I don't know. I don't know because of what's happened the last couple of years. I don't know what it is, but you still have the Saints. You had the Packers last night with a big win against Kansas City. Granted, not Mahomes, whatever. You got a lot of teams in the NFC that still can, I believe, can play the Niners and beat the Niners in the playoffs. I can't say about the Pats, but with the Niners, and again, I'm not going Niners. Ooh, that fell down. Whoa, that fell down. 1 second. But that was pretty close. I'm not confident enough to say that. Will the Niners win it all? I don't know. I don't know if they win their own conference. So I'm still on the fence of the Niners. They're having a phenomenal year. Garoppolo's been decent. Their defense has been phenomenal. But to sit there and say the Niners are the overall are the overwhelming favorite in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl, I can't buy this yet. Again, you got Green Bay. You still got Aaron Rodgers. You still have the Vikings are playing good football, although obviously Kirk Cousins has some trust issues there. And of course, you have the Saints who by the way, they knew him in his first game back from 6 weeks from his injury. So there you go. So we'll see what happens there. But it's a fascinating, what if we get Garoppolo and Brady in the Super Bowl? The two guys, the quarterback that the Pats trade away for because Brady wanted to play a couple more years and stuff. That'd be a fascinating storyline into the Super Bowl if we get that. But if I had to bet Pats, Niners, or the field, I will bet the field. Because I still think Green Bay and New Orleans and maybe Minnesota has something to say about the NFC side of things. The Pats, I'm more confident in, definitely. The World Series has flipped on its head. What a difference 72 hours makes. The Astros are now 0-2 going on Friday, and now we entered Monday now, and now they're up 3-2 on the first win the entire damn thing. Insane. This is how good they are. They're kind of the Warriors before the Warriors, lost Durant and Clay for the year. But amazing turnaround for the Astros. 72 hours. They go from 0-2 to 3-2 on the verge of winning the whole damn thing. All 5 games won by the road team. Insane. I watched some of it yesterday. Again, this is one of the cool things about this. This is sports overload this time of year now. You had the World Series last night. The Packers, Chiefs. I had the Heat game on last night too. On top of that, which was a great game down to the wire. They lost the first game to Minnesota, which sucks unfortunately, but it is what it is. But I tried to catch what I could, but they flipped this entire series around, and you have to kind of give them credit. This is what they do. So Game 6 is on Tuesday. I have the Astros winning the whole thing. Max Scherzer missed his start yesterday because of back and neck spasms, which really kind of sucks. I could have used him last night. the Astros are all over the Washington pitching staff from the point where to go. So there's that. Let's see what else. J.J. Watt out for the year with another injury. This sucks. J.J. Watt, one of the greatest defensive players in the history of the game, but these last couple of years have been rough for him. I mean, it's to say the least. Yeah, and I mean, not like the Astros are really going to win. The Texans are really going to win it this year anyway, in my opinion, because I mean, it's the path to everybody else in the AFC, but it's still a blow for that. For the I keep saying the Astros, I don't know why. The Texans. What else do we have before I go? Tonight's game again. I'm not watching the game tonight because shit. Steelers Dolphins game. Give me the Steelers to win overall. I do like Miami the points. I believe I had Miami the points last week when I did the podcast. I think it was like minus 17 and 16. That's a lot of points. The Steelers team's not really all that great. So give me the Dolphins and the points there. Finally, for you wrestling fans here that check out this pod once in a while. Last week on Jim Ross's podcast, Growing JR, there were some comments he addressed because Seth Rollins WWE did an interview back in I think last week about basically talking about Kenny Omega, who's part of AEW, and Kenny Omega, saying that Kenny Omega should come to the big leagues and this and that, and when when the big boys play, come to WWE and all that, and it's kind of sort of just talking shit. Now it's funny because Seth Rollins has been kind of doing this for the last couple months now with this kind of sort of like big wig and big talk in his company, and I get that. He's the biggest face and biggest guy in the company. Although gotta tell you, a lot of booze coming in these days for Seth Rollins. And it kind of pissed Jim Ross off, and Jim Ross kind of really dissed him in a lot of ways. Just saying that he's probably Seth Rollins shouldn't be doing this. That basically it's kind of beneath him. He's a great talent, but maybe he's feeling pressure. Maybe the fact that his girlfriend Becky Lynch is more over than he is why he's feeling the pressure and this and that. It was tit for tat. I did like what Jim Ross said though, because it kind of made a lot of sense. Because Seth Rollins kind of sort of, to be honest with you, based on what you've seen the last year or so, and based on everything else, he doesn't seem like a big draw, honestly. Like and now people are already getting tired of him. Like he's turning to like a Roman Reigns now, in a sense. Like you're hearing more and more boos. I watched Raw the other day, and he was getting a lot of boos during his promo, during his match with Humberto Carrillo. I mean, so it's not like Seth Rollins is actually really over with the company now with the fans in the WWE universe. And I love that Jim Ross is no place for that. I like it. I like the clapback. Basically Seth Rollins like ethered. So anyway, short version of the Unfiltered Pod. We're gonna try this every morning, if we can. I had to go get some rest because I got to work later on today and take care of the kid and all that. So again, if you can't catch us here on Twitter, on Periscope, you can also catch us on my YouTube page. Just to go to YouTube, Earnestly Speaking Media on YouTube. Also, this is also available on digital audio as well on the Earnestly Unfiltered podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts. We'll be on Spotify soon. We're working on that still. iHeart, all that stuff. So, gotta get out of here. Love you guys. Take care. Have a great week. It's Monday. Stay grinding. Take care.